Hey everyone, Miacidae here, welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. Today we're going to be going and fighting the Immortal Serpent King, the last of the Serpent Kings and the Arduous, well, the Serpent King is an Arduous Edition boss, but the last Arduous Edition Serpent King. The Serpent King roams and devours everything in his path. He must be stopped before it is too late. I agree with this. For doing this, we get his trophy, the Serpent King's Pride. How he wears a ring, I don't know since he's a snake. We get plus 50% blight and disease resistance. We get plus 25% blight and stun skill chance, which a few heroes can use quite well. I also get another Mortalis tincture, which I don't care about. And I think I have a kind of fun team that works rather well today. So we're going to be bringing Mordecai back out today. And on top of him being a tanky boy, we're going to be bringing Overpower out, so not only is he going to be riposting, but if the debuff pops off, the Serpent King is going to be taking more damage, and to be getting to Overpower, I actually need to use Rhyme Strike, which changes him to Decay mode, which lowers the Serpent King's speed, and marks both Mordecai, so he's hit more, which is good because he's a tanky boy, and marks the Serpent King, which allows for some other fun shenanigans. So with that being said, I thought we'd try to do a marking team, and since the Serpent King gets a lot of actions, I figured I would try to go with a party that eats the mark. So we'll be doing that today. But more on Mordecai. With one of his sets, the Death Knight's Bargain, he gets 60% protection, and that is before Earth Attunement pops off and gives him the protection cap. So, 60% protection at, I believe, the quirk when the quirk pops off, it's 60% protection. The quirk can also give him a damage block, which is going to be really good for this fight. In addition to that, the Helm of Necrotic Might also gives him plus accuracy. The Helm of Endless Winter gives him 20% more max HP. It does lower his dodge, so he only has 10 dodge, but hey. The set also gives him 25% more damage and 15% more crit for some reason. It lowers his stress taken by 15%. And most importantly here, he takes 25% less damage received, in addition to the 60% protection he already has. So that's he takes 60% less damage from the protection, then after that he takes 25% less damage from the damage after that, but he also has Twisted, which means if his HP is above 50%, he takes 10% less damage and stress in addition to that, if he's already not taking damage from the block he has from the Earth Attunement. So, yeah, he's going to be a very interesting one today. In addition, he has just ways to minus his damage received even more, or heal himself. So, I mean, I don't think Mordecai's ever going to be in trouble unless he just gets stressed out. Next, we have Joan, the Seraph. I've never used a build like this on her, so I'm extremely excited. Normally I would go for more damage on her, but usually the Serpent King is a long fight, so I thought I'd lean into that. So I really want to get her in Ascension form, which we'll be trying to do. When she does that, Wrath and Inferno consume the mark, but they do plus 150 to or 125 to 150% damage versus marked, on top of other effects like armor piercing, high crit rate, things like that. That's why I thought I'd lean into that mark with Mordecai. But when she's in human form, to get to Ascended form, which, by the way, fully heals her and gives her 10 speed while she's in that mode, and gives her a permanent riposte until combat end, and gives her an on-hit mark with that riposte, I thought I'd use Intervention more, which does give her some protection, so it's harder to get into that form, yes, but she's more likely to be hit, so if I say just guard Ravenknot, we're in luck. So I threw the Sullied Fumi E, I think that's how we pronounce it, and plus 50% guard duration applied, so instead of guarding for, I think it's 2 rounds, it might be 3, instead of 3 it might be 4. It gives her 25% more max HP, so while we're in Vengeance form, the on-hit effects from Wrath don't hit as hard, because as you can see here, using Wrath, using Inferno, and using Brand all hit for 7 damage, which depending upon how you build her can be kind of devastating. She does 20% less damage, but remember, on being hit, she gets a plus 5% damage and 5% protection buff, and those buffs last for 8 rounds. So after taking 4 hits, which the Serpent King gets 3 attacks a round, so that's up to 3 chances a round to get that damage buff. After 2 rounds, that's a potential to get the damage from the Fumi-E back, and then some. 2 rounds and we're net positive for Wrath to be doing more damage than it would normally. And then we have another trinket. And if those buffs last for 8 rounds, and she gets hit every single round, I'm not saying she does, let's say she just gets hit twice a round, that's up to 80% damage. That's a 60% damage net positive for this boss. Then we have the Thing's Carapace that we got, was it an episode ago? Was it a few episodes ago? The last boss from the Farmstead Plus. This gives her 150% damage reflection, just off the rip. So every time she's hit for 2 damage, she reflects for 3. Every time she's hit for 10 damage, she reflects for 15. Yeah, so that guard's gonna get a lot of value, just based off of both of these trinkets. But then, on being hit, Bleed and Blight 2 for 3 rounds. Now, they're not the highest chances, so I'm not sure they'll be popping off, but hey, it's extra added value. Then we're gonna have Celeste, the Crystalline Herald. She can guard as well, activating a riposte, chance of getting a block, cleansing crystals as a heal resto, giving herself a resto if she heals herself with that, the resto stack. Reality Bend if I need it, that's just a damage, minusing the healing received on the Serpent King, which he can heal himself and has like a permanent resto. So I mean, that actually has some value, and if I want to bleed Blight, we have Crystalline Resonance. I actually threw the Crystallized Flower on just so I have a way of stress healing, because if Joan gets knocked out of Vengeance, I can't reapply it, so that's kind of big. And then we do have the Sprouted Seed, because on-friendly skill, Cure, Bleed, and Blight, that's the biggest thing here. It also ups her Bleed, Blight skill chance, it ups her healing done and healing received, also lowers her stress taken. Finally, we have Ravenot the Foreigner. Big thing I wanted here was Javelin, because plus accuracy versus size 2 or above, the Serpent King is size 2 or above, plus crit versus size 2 or above, plus accuracy versus mark, plus crit multiplier versus mark, so Javelin's going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Really all we're going to be using on the boss, we might use Point Out, which is mark with minus dodge plus crits received, but probably not. Harpoon Gun gets rid of the cooldown on Javelin, also gives us plus accuracy, but it does minus the damage. But if you'll notice here, Javelin has a plus 50% damage modifier. So instead of plus 50%, it's plus 17%. It also gives Javelin a armor piercing of 25%. And we have Fiend of the Mountains here. A lot of people have this quirk already, so this is a greater form of that quirk, because this gives the quirk. Plus 15% stress taken, plus 5 speed, plus 10 accuracy and 25% damage when acting first. She has the highest speed out of everyone here by over a margin of 8, so she will be acting first. Plus 10% crit if her HP is below 60%, 40%, and 20%. That stacks to up to 30%. And on monster kill for the next 2 battles, she will get plus 1 speed and 5 dodge. That stacks. And on monster kill, she has a chance of getting the Craig Fiend quirk, which is a negative quirk with essentially these stats. With them watered down a bit, you don't get the on-monster kill effects, and everything is, like, halved at the minimum. So with that said, let's go get us Immortal Serpent King. All the food, shovels, we want anti-venom, we want bandages, we want medicinal herbs, we want laudanum, we want holy water. After that, we want torches, and we have 2 spaces left. Oh boy. Since this is kind of an endurance thing, I'm bringing the subsidiary food. We do not have an apathy on us, so I can't bring that. I could bring an apathy, but we really don't have a use for it. I think the warpstone is going to get the most value here. Let's go. Serpent King can be debuffed. Maybe bringing heroes with strong debuffs could be beneficial to you. I mean, they're not wrong. Alright. Well, obviously at the end of that. Oh, hi, Collector.
Faces of the damned, piled high and cloaked
Mark.
in malice.
Right on, like, tile 1. That's a little rare. Reality bend. Alright. Well, I mean, at least it's not 3 highwaymen. Can we intervention here? Rhyme Strike the Vestal. I really want that down because they can buff the Collector to be absurd. Javelin on Collector. We didn't crit, but hey. Please no stun. Thank you. 5 damage. Vindicate. Let's get the men at arms, so no guard. Hey, some extra damage. Seeing how that's popping off. We'll keep her at what she's at. Reality bend to make sure he doesn't heal as much if we can. Nope. Overpower. Just to get the riposte. Javelin again.
Well struck.
How bad's the bleed? Not horrible. Okay. So it's like a 5-turn, ooh. 5-turn guard, which is really nice. Guarded the Vestal. Riposte doing a good job. Can't ascend, but we can maybe knock the Highwayman. Trying to get the Seraph a little lower on health here so we can ascend when we want to. Highwayman down because of Reflect.
A faint hope blossoms.
Rhyme Strike marking. Oh, we can't Javelin. I guess we can Breach. Make sure he doesn't get guarded later. Like so. Reality bend again. Another Highwayman. There we go.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted.
Heal to the wrong one.
Is made clear.
Grimbane go. Lead Blight. 7-4. Javelin go.
A singular strike.
We don't need the bandage, but we can. Wrath.
As the ghoulish collection scatters.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Prepare to feast.
Just very unexpected.
This expedition at least promises success.
Sure, I'll take the Trapezohedron. We're actually not too bad off, all things considered. Joan took a lot of damage, but then she healed most of it. Mordecai hardly took anything. I'm happy with the performance there. Don't need anything that luggage would give us. No scout. Depending upon how the boss goes, I'll come back and do this leg. But I need to get to the boss. Oh, do not do what I think you're gonna do. Oh, no. They can do that right away? They don't need to do a thing? Why don't they have health? Did I seriously find the Collector tile 1 and then tile 3 find the Viscera? I just want to fight the Serpent King, guys. I guess this answers my question. I don't know if I can damage them. I guess let's put a mark on them and see if that transfers over.
Perhaps the turning point.
The debuff didn't, but the mark did. At least it doesn't have any buffs. Hey guys, you remember the Viscera, right? I don't know if this team can take him out. 40 protection, 300 health. I have to rip through this. Crystalline Resonance Bleed Blight him. Hey, he resisted everything. And now he has debuff resistance. Now, the cruddy thing here is I wanted to Rhyme Strike into Grimbane Overpower, but if I Rhyme Strike, he most likely hears the mark. So I have to Glacial Charge here. Intervention. Don't stun. Okay. We did get a Blight. That's fine. Javelin go. We crit for a chunk of the health. We needed that. Not sure what he's curing there, but hey, 16% debuff resistance and skill chance now. I don't think he healed himself ever. So let's go for Crystalline Resonance again. Going for that 50% chance. Minus crits and damage received. Evolving immunity. He cured the Blight, he cured the mark. I'm gonna mark with Mordecai so I can overpower. So I'm just gonna Vindicate. Damage reflect go. That Blight isn't doing too much, thankfully. Oh, I forgot I was in this form. Shatter. I should have marked.
Exposed to a killing blow.
What do we got? Realistically, I could Warp Stone right now. I have enough of them. And then I need a Javelin. That debuff keeps stacking, or the buffs keep stacking. So I'm not going to be bleeding or blighting him anymore, I think. Alright, well. Get rid of the Blight. Faltering Reclamation. So I think he just lost a turn there? No, he gave himself a resto. Rhyme Strike for the mark. Come on. Evolving immunity again. Do not cure that mark. Minus 74% bleed or blight duration received this time around. That is absurd. We can Vindicate. And he cured the mark.
Dazed. Reeling.
Okay, Mordecai's stunned, which is not great. Really needed that mark for Ravenot, but we're just gonna keep going. I can't cure Mark, but I can Reality Bend so they don't get as much health from the resto. Faltering Reclamation. We're at like 50% and more of a resto.
Fear consumes the mind.
At least that damage received, crits received isn't going up. Overpower for the debuff, even though I'm pretty sure it's not gonna go off. I get the resto at least, or the riposte. Yeah, I'm not sure how it chooses what I'm doing here. But this one's somewhat nastier. Brand. I need that mark.
How quickly
Get reflected. Oh, we're stunned though. At least we have Javelin. That's not doing much. Well, protective shells on Ravenot then. Riposte. And a stress heal on everyone. Because I can't have Ravenot stunned is the big thing here. Rhyme strike for the mark. It got marked and then it didn't get marked. What is this? It knows the plan! Oh boy. minus 90% blight duration received. Minus 30% damage received. This is at a point where normal debuffs won't debuff it. I'm trying to chunk it out, and I just can't do the damage.
Inspiration. And
Evolving immunity again. With that protection, man. At least it doesn't have the restoration anymore. Let's reality bend it. We need to do damage. I can't vengeance. We can try to brand it. At least we got the mark off. And we're stunned again. I can at least javelin it. And we didn't crit with the 50% crit rate. Alright, Joan can go into vengeance mode.
Certainty. The birthplace of dread.
I want the riposte. So we're gonna overpower. I also had to use one of those very, very valuable anti-venoms here. "100% debuff skill chance, 100% debuff resistance, minus 98% blight duration received." That is insane. I need to get the blight off of Joan, just in case she gets hit with something. Like this. And she gets blighted again. He is still marked. We get an extra action with Ravenot here. Come on, crit. Crit again, please. Nope. But we can vengeance with the Seraph. She's at 25% damage. Evolving immunity again. 27 health. Minus 106% blight duration received. Does that just mean it doesn't get blighted? Okay. Full health with Joan. She gets a riposte. Cleansing crystals get the blight off of Mordecai there. Creeping grasp. We're on round 9. This thing is getting a lot nastier. It's still marked though. Javelin. Unstable expansion. Okay.
Returns even the boldest gaze.
You can find them out in the wild now, folks. I'm not sure if that was a thing before. The stress isn't horrible, but I do need to get it off of Joan. The blight I was gonna keep on her at 12 for 6. Holy hell. Everyone else can eat the blight. And these trinkets are horrible. What else am I gonna find? Okay, the 10 on Celeste is kind of bad. I'm almost out of anti-venom now. Torch. Ravenot. You can put the bronze in here. Got 2 silvers, cool.
Like the first test. Now it must be carried home.
We can leave the ruby, as much as I'd love to take it. And the warpstone wore off. Torch up again. Hunger check. Torch up. Oh, augurs, yay! Get the one in rank 2. We can't crit on rank 1 with it, so I don't think we need to heal up here, so let's do Resonance, Bleed, Blight. Or no, what would Reality Bend here do? Let's Reality Bend Augur in 2. Because then when I hit this Augur, it probably goes down. Vindicate. 89%. At least only one person got stunned. Rhyme Strike.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them.
And no haste. That's what we love. But all of the stress attacks. Lovely.
The blood quickens.
Not going to be able to heal, but that's not really a problem, I think. Oh, hell. Well, at least I can brand here. Laudanum for the stress. We're going to Reality Bend on the Augurer. Overpower for the Riposte. Spearfish go. They move forward. No corpse for another fungus. Haha, you missed. Although that is gonna be a problem. Go with Madman. Madman has 2. Brand the Virago, actually. Stupid plan here. Rhyme Strike the Madman. Spearfish the Virago. I was kind of hoping for a crit, but we have a stupidly low crit rate for how high our crit rate is, if that makes sense. He bleeds and blights out, so go for Virago. Nice little de-stress. Brimbane the Fungus. Fungus does not go down to bleed and blight, surprisingly. And we can brand it.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Spearfish go. Kinda sad that they renamed these. I liked them before.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Don't need any of them. I have the halberd. And don't need that. Okay. Continuing on along. Torch. We can give silvers here. Gonna use a gold on the foreigner.
Paid for in blood.
Healing up on Celeste will take the sapphire for the funsies, even though I don't really need it. I am capped on gold. 60, 60, 60, 90 on the foreigner, and we still get hit by the trap.
Cruel machinations spring to life with a singular purpose.
Oh, yay. Well, hit the motor and back. Let's Reality Bend it. Brand the one in front. Rhyme strike the other motor. Amnesia.
Grievous injury. Palpable fear.
4. Okay. Still livable. Still very, very livable. Take down the motor and back. We crit. Very, very nice. That stress is not very, very nice. Nor is that. A little bit of heal on them. I think that gives a resto too. Yeah, 8 for 3 rounds. You know what? Let's de-stress everyone, get rid of the blight on Mordecai. I'm gonna save the vengeance. Let's use the laudanum. Let's take out one of the crones if we can, and a miss. Unfortunate. Grimbane on unmarked crone. It's down. Javelin, the one in the back. Crone left. Which went for the person I really did not want it to go for. Yay! We're gonna continue de-stressing here. Let's heal up Mordecai, because by doing that I de-stress everyone. And he's the one who has the most health. He's the one who I'm gonna have the most trouble healing later. Anti-venom, I'm gonna want that.
This momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Food. Let's toss that over on Mordecai there. Don't think I need the rest of that. Okay. Nothing in the tent. There's a room battle up next. Okay. 4 for 2, so that's good. Yeah, I'll just vengeance her right away. I was gonna save it for the boss, but hunger check is fine. Throw the silver in here, see what we get. We got a gold and a bronze. Perfect. You know what? Let's use the gold on Joan here. That ups her crit rate by like 5%, I think it was. We get an extra round on Ravna. I'm gonna go for the Cultist Ascendant here, so that he doesn't get the extra action. Right, Fiend Legacy. I should have probably gone for the Gargantuan Ecto, but...
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
And Afflict, I'm guessing. Okay, can't guard with her anymore. She is Blood-Bladed, though. And because of the Ecto, I'm gonna have to.
May we find victory.
Hit the crone because of the stress. Alright, so we can only really hit the Ecto. Let's do that. Knocked him back 2, which is nice. Javelin on him. We don't want him summoning more. I'm gonna do Inferno here, because that's an AoE that hits the crone. Crone down, no more stress from her. The sound of trumpets. Is that actually the sound of screaming? Then let's Reality Bend again. I was hoping for a crit that would de-stress us, but that's fine. Grimbane for the Bleed Blight. Hey, we got it. It splits. One of the splits should be getting it. The fact that it attacked there is kind of weird. That's a little concerning. So now there's a third one. We're going to hit the one that's not bled or blighted. We're going to Wrath the one that's not bled or blighted. Don't Cyto. Okay.
Unnerved.
Oh no, a crit for 3. Anyway, Reality Bend. Hey, the crit. Rhyme Strike for the mark. It's down. Okay, we're good.
Foolish.
Take the sapphire, take the gold.
Brought low and driven into the mud.
If I get very unlucky if I camp here, since I didn't scout, there is a chance I don't get my buffs all the way on the boss. So,
Mind that such missteps are the exception, and not the
we're gonna continue on. Ooh. So, I can gamble that in the next hallway there's at least 1 or 2. Actually, there's a few ways I can go about this. I can gamble in the next hallway that there is something to use the gold coins on. I would really like a planetarium. I can just go back to this with a gold coin, or I can use my gold coins because I've already used one on Joan, I've already used one on Bravenut, and I can up the other two's crit rate by 5%, which is actually really good. I can use like a bronze coin or a gold coin and hope to get a lot more anti-venoms for this fight. Or, what I could actually do is scout this next hallway. What I should do before doing that, though, is camp. We're gonna feast for the health and the stress.
A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
I'm gonna socialize the minus stress on everyone. I actually don't have a prevent nighttime ambush here. Oh, I do. Guardian Angel. I'm gonna do that. I think I want to do Hemel Ward, even though that lowers everyone's speed. That's not the biggest deal to me. That's a +4 speed on Mordecai. So that's a net 2 speed on him. And the entire... Or no, that's 4 speed on him, -2 speed on everyone else, and everyone takes -15% damage. And that leaves me with 3, which I can get 3 dodge, or 15 dodge, and a passive riposte that triggers on dodge, which we already have 62 dodge on Ravenot. Which will be big.
The match is struck. A blazing
Let's scout
star
this
is
hallway
born.
quick. Nothing in it. I'm gonna leave that curio so we can go back to the coin almaneer. I'm gonna pop a gold in it. I really hope I get anti-venoms. I did not get anti-venoms. We're going to use a gold on Mordecai then. We're gonna use a bronze on Celeste. I'm gonna take the Kier. I really have always wondered if Exaelus did journal pages, but I'm not gonna test it.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
It would be an anti-venom to search that, but I'm not going to test it. I'm going to remove the minus speed. I'm going to anti-venom. We're going to torch up to max. We're going to eat food because I don't plan on going back anywhere, really. I could do this last little leg because I have the keys, but eh. I'm going to save the subsidiary food here, just for emergency heals. I'm going to Warpstone everyone for the +1 speed, 15% damage. I do have the Nihilism in the bank if I need it. Let's go. The Immortal Serpent King. 3 actions around, 250 health, 30 protection, so glad I have some armor piercing. 28 dodge, 16 speed. So, Ravenot does outspeed her. Or outspeed him. 2 HP healing around, so he does have a little bit of rest. So this does amp up the entire fight. I think it caps at 8. 25% stun skill chance, 15% bleed resistance, and 15% blight skill chance. So that's all not horrible. Let's see. Mordecai might go before Joan, but all things considered, I'm just gonna Javelin. Oh! It's now up to 5, and it crit heal. And he crits quad stunned me. Lovely. Well, at least he's going for Joan. Get reflected. At least everyone but Ravenot here is really tanky. Ravenot did lose that action. Resisted the blight. How bad? 10 for 1. We're gonna get rid of that. I'm not gonna bleed or blight him. But we are gonna try to de-stress everyone because 10 stress around. So that's gonna be roughly 20 stress on everyone. Oh, he's buffing himself. I am going to mark you, sir, with Rhyme Strike. For later. Not that I intend think that's gonna stick. That's what I really didn't want to have happen. Oh, he is stressing us out on every hit. Intervention. After we do Laudanum. That way there's a bit of Reflect going, there's a bit of the everything else. Javelin, go. There's a 5th of his health. Very, very nice. So the fact that that can hit 2 people, that can hit 4 is kinda crazy.
And purpose.
I wonder if it's coded where the first one hits 4 people no matter what. Overpower for the riposte. Up damage received. 30% chance. I didn't expect that to land. He's no longer marked. Brand. Because I really need Javelin to do damage here. Regeneration Frenzy. He got Aegis and healed for 62. Excuse me. Not only is this a stress race now, but he's also healing. Well, Rhyme Strike, get rid of one of those. At least everyone here is being really tanky and going, we don't care about your hits. Reality Bend to get rid of another Aegis. And that is about to fall off, ain't it? One more round, so unfortunately I do need to brand him again. But hey, the party's working because I can't see how long he's guarded for anymore, but hey. 100% crit chance. We're going for it. Healing for 11 now. I think it goes up a little bit more then. I mean, the riposte worked. Paranoid, that's not good.
The walls close in. The shadows whisper of conspiracy.
I can do Vindicate this round, because I'm gonna mark with Mordecai. Crit heal for 22, are you kidding me here? I'm not gonna... Oh, hell. Overpower for the riposte. Noxious Vengeance, okay. How bad's a blight? Well, it's only 4. That's actually going to be helpful. Heal yourself. I thought about bringing something to bypass or break that riposte, and I didn't. Do I attack? I have 78 dodge. I think I just attack anyway. And we lost our action, so I couldn't mark.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
Ravenot. Stalwart. Thank you. Someone virtued. Oh. Spectral Spirit Sentinel leveled up. We still gonna reality bend here. Blighted again. I just have to put in perspective how much actual health, or like, it's not actual health, but how much, like, technical health the Immortal Serpent King has, or whatever you want to technically call it. Because if it's healing for 14 health around now, it was healing for 11, so that can crit heal in up to double. Or actually more, because, oh no, it doesn't have the plus crits received, or plus healing received. And then it healed for like 68. So the 68 brings it up to 318, and then every round adds another 11 minimum health to this thing. This thing has like over 500 health. That is just absurd. Regeneration Frenzy. And another 63 health. So this thing has 7 rounds. Some of those crit healed, so let's put that at roughly 15 a heal up until 2 rounds ago. I just want to crunch some stupid numbers here. So, just from regeneration, it's gotten averaging 103. Then from the other health, it's doubled its health. And then it's gotten 2 blocks, which maybe 25 health a block. Yeah. This thing has gotten over 600 health so far, and it still has 100 left. I can't, like, it could be bled, blighted, debuffed, but the debuffs wear off so quickly. It's a little absurd. What's her protection at? 70% protection. She's at the protection cap pretty much. That's why we're not getting into the Ascended mode. But hey, at least Ravenot is like chunking this thing out with every hit, right? And then Vindicate. Leaving it with 1 health, and then it regenerates. Oh, that feels bad. I'm gonna leave this thing alive, just so Ravenot can finish it off.
Sedated.
Can I Rhyme Strike it without taking it out? Oh.
Dissuade the sharpened blade.
4 Aegis Scales and a Blueprint. I mean, that's not bad. The perspective health on that thing was absurd. I'm actually surprised at how well this team did, because I actually thought Joan would be taking more damage and have to go into vengeance mode. I actually don't want those trinkets. Yeah, and especially considering I found the Viscera and the Collector so early on, I thought I was going to have a lot more trouble to this. That was actually kind of fun. I didn't pop the subsidiary food. I didn't pop the potion of nihilism. I didn't pop the umbrella or ethereal key. I'm surprised at how well that went. Quest complete. Another boss down. Got the Serpent King's Pride. We got 7 more diamonds. I got the Mortal Tincture. We got 30,000 gold. Did anyone actually get a disease? No. Lython Joan, which she's not much of a dodger, but hey, fear of bozos, Fox Lover, and Mordecai, while also having a fear of beasts. Das no sense makes, sir. Graceless on Ravenot, we will be getting rid of that because that's kinda what carried Ravenot, minus 20% dodge multiplier there, and Eldritch Slayer, which is really, really good.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
I'm not sure this is supposed to be a thing. I do know that this can be coded. So if I take a screenshot here, it says, "The Serpent King slithers no more. Its hubris was its downfall. You have done the impossible." Let me see if I can get a screenshot at the other spot. And then at the other spot, it says, "Their fractured ideologies have been silenced. The iron fist of absolute order and the wild fury of unchained chaos have finally fallen." So once again, I do know that this is a coding thing that you can do because there are a few mods that have done this with trinkets, and that's why I am familiar with it. So this is not a glitch, I'm pretty sure. I am almost certain that this was coded to look like this. But hey, a free weapon and armor upgrade. The one problem I have with the free armor and weapon upgrade is, for me, personally, when I do the master level stuff, I am so far in the game that I don't plan on going back to a point where I need those. Like, yes, I could use those on McBain right now, but 1, I don't need the gold. And 2, all my heroes right now are at master levels. I don't plan on going back to a point where I'm going to need heroes at all that aren't master levels. So like, that's how I build my estates. Personally, this is a me thing. So like, I got everyone ready for veteran levels, then we went and did the veteran levels. I went and got ready for the champion levels. We did the champion levels. I got ready for the master levels. So like, all my heroes have level 5 gear, all my heroes have level 5 skills. It's not necessary for me. So yes, it's a cool thing to give, especially in Exaelus Arduous Edition, where those are very expensive. But how I build and play my estates, that's just not a thing for me. No Mad Wagon, nothing I want. Oh, come on now, don't crash here. That being said, if I remember right, there is literally only one other boss to do before really, really big stuff. Not to say that that wasn't really, really big. So the only bosses, per se, that we have left are the Lord of the Flies. So the only boss I have left, per se, is the Lord of the Flies. After that, it's the Endless Harvest and the Old Man's Procession with the Night Parade. We do have a few things left after that, but that's how I plan on going about it. So just so everyone is aware how I'll probably go about this, next episode is the Lord of the Flies. Actually with a pretty decent trinket for the Grave Robber that I'm surprised I didn't have already. I'm not sure which one I'll do after that of the Endless or Old Man's Procession, but it'll probably depend upon which reflection it is, because that will very, very much dictate which I do. After Old Man's Procession, we have Night Parade available. I did want to show the Fiend Festival one more time. I think I've said that a few times because it's been updated, and that'll probably be the last update for a while that I've been told. Although I have been seeing Ducky say that they're testing updates, so I'm not so sure about that anymore, but hey, that's what I was told. And then the DD4. After I do DD1, there is a roaming boss that goes out into the base for vanilla areas that I did want to try to show. So I will hunt him down because he is very, very rare. Like, not many people show him, just because of how you have to go about fighting him. Like, you have to go into the Darkest Dungeon to get him out. And I believe you have to clear Darkest Dungeon 1 or the Manor to get him. But that's pretty much it. So there's a lot of big things left, but at the same time, I don't think there's much left. I think we just beat the last Arduous Edition boss, unless there's something new that I'm not aware of in the Darkest Dungeon. That was really, really fun. I really, really enjoyed that, Exaelus. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for this mod. I still plan on beating everything here, but that was such great work put into all of those bosses, and I can't wait to see what else you've done in the Darkest Dungeon. But that's going to be a few episodes away. And actually, I'm curious to see what's been changed in the Endless Farmstead. But those will be things for other episodes. So, with that being said, that'll be it for this time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz. And otherwise, as always, I wish you all well. I'll see you next time. And please, have a good one.